Hey guys, it's episode 4 on Survivor.
That's right, everybody. We got Team Luvu just tearing it up in this game. Are they going to do the same thing this week? I don't know. What do you think there, Ashley?
I don't know.
You don't know either?
Thanks for that in-depth analysis.
Yeah, thanks. We got the expert here.
Look, I think the underdog team is stepping it up this week.
You think so?
Yeah,
All right.
I think so.
All right.
So this starts off with Jeannie, and she's upset that my boy Brad
Rightfully so, right?
got voted off.
She's
Yeah.
blindsided. Nobody likes to be blindsided.
Yeah, they didn't keep her in on the loop, man. They weren't like, hey, Jeannie, we're going to vote your boy Brad out. They just kept her off to the sidelines.
She says she ain't making any more food for nobody.
Yeah.
I'm done cooking for you bastards.
Yeah,
Cook your own stuff.
for yourself.
That's right.
Guys, do your own food. I'm gonna do my own food, and you guys work as hard as you want, and I'll work as hard as I want for myself.
She's like, you don't want to inform me? All right, we'll play.
Yeah, that's right. Play that game.
See how they do without that mom type that you
Yeah.
love so much, Billy.
Yeah, the mom type that cooks the food. Yep.
Yeah.
Cleaned up the campsite for him a little bit. Kept it all nice and tidy for him.
Yeah, why can't the dad type do it?
Yeah, well, because dad type was out there. They kicked the dad type off. He's gone.
I'm just saying.
He's
So
gone.
Shan tries to defend it, and she's like, Brad had some advantages he didn't even let you know about.
I don't understand why Brad didn't try to, slip the advantages to Jeannie or to whoever
yeah.
else.
And Jeannie was there when Brad found one of the advantages. So
Right.
she's kind of informed. She's probably thinking in
Yeah.
her head, I know about that.
Yeah, exactly.
So he could have handed that off, I think, on his way out.
But Brad had an advantage that he didn't tell you about. He got the steal a vote.
And then
Can you do a little handoff on your way out?
It's happened before.
Really?
Yeah.
Kinda
on
drop
your way
it in
out,
front of
I
her?
don't know. That's kind of shady, but
Kind of
Everything
do a
about
little,
this thing is shady.
little drop in front of her, like is it like behind the back kind of thing.
give you a little hug, and here you go.
Yeah, there you go. Right there. Slide in her back pocket and he's giving her a hug. Yeah.
And Shan also gives JD back his extra vote during this.
Yeah.
I mean, you are jumping way ahead here.
No, I'm not. This
No,
is right at the beginning.
This is the beginning. He's right.
Oh.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
Shane gave JD
You're right.
the vote back.
Yeah.
I'd like it back in my bag.
Oh, okay. You can have it back. You can have it back.
You're thinking he's jumping ahead. He ain't jumping ahead yet.
Yeah,
We're not there yet.
JD and
That's right.
Shan had kind of like an awkward
I've been
conversation, and
drinking
he's
too
like,
much
"Can I have
already."
it back?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Okay."
It's like, fine, I'll give it back.
Yeah, why? Why'd you give it back? Like, it's hers.
Because he asked for it. And it would have been
Possession.
awkward if she
Possession
said
is
no.
not
Yeah,
intent of the
it-
law. That's what they told me in kindergarten. I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
saying.
well, if she'd have said no, then he'd have
Kindergarten?
been
Wait,
like, yo.
what?
I'm just saying.
They teach that in kindergarten?
Yeah, they do.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know about that. I never heard nothing.
Yeah.
Steal everything, people.
Yeah,
if
just
you
take
got it, it's
take
yours.
It's in your hand, it's yours.
Where you
Yeah.
went to kindergarten.
Yeah,
but
right. You just punch Johnny in the face and take his
was-
lunch money and it's yours.
It was in England.
Probably not in today's world. That's for sure.
Anywho.
And this is one of the first ones they just have a reward challenge.
Yeah, that was cool.
Competition
Yeah.
where they're not combined this week.
And what a
so-
reward, dude. That was cool watching that dude in action, man. That was awesome.
So what, Billy? You want to explain the competition?
Yeah, man.
Oh, you want to explain the reward?
Yeah, well, the reward was they get a local Fijian or Fijian. How do you say it?
I don't
Fijian,
know,
Fijian? Whatever.
They get an expert.
Yeah,
a
they
local
get-
expert.
Someone local to the
They get an
island.
expert to come in and teach them the easy way to get coconuts, how to fish, like good ways to start fires, all that. Basically, teach them how to forage and how to
What?
keep your camp going.
Was it an easy way
So-
to get coconuts?
Well, I tell you, he made it look easy.
yeah.
He was up and down
I
that
don't
freaking
know
tree
that
like nothing.
Any one of them's gonna do that.
The
Yeah.
second team just gets a fish to split, and I was kind of like, no food involved in the first one, but
Yeah. All right, man. So what was this competition?
that's what I was asking.
Yeah. So it was
Well, first you got to throw a ball on this platform and then race.
rolls and you got to catch
Yeah,
it.
you got to race
That's
across
not
this.
first.
Yeah. It was the
First,
thing
you
gotta
have
do.
to jump into the water.
What is this girl talking
No,
about?
you're,
She's
wrong,
like,
you're on the wrong one.
Oh
She
my
said
God,
too
You're on the
much.
second. You're on the second.
gonna have
event.
to
We're talking
limit
the first
you.
event.
But
This is what happens
they
when you
throw
drink before
a
you
ball
film.
on a platform,
Platform and it
and then they
rolls.
have these ropes that they have to kind
it's
of
like
like
football
get
ropes.
through. Yep.
Yep.
To race across to catch the ball.
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
this
Then they
now.
have to dig under this wooden obstacle,
Mm-hmm.
and then what do they have to do last?
And they got to run across with their ball. And I don't even remember what the last thing they had to do was. Oh, they did toss the balls up.
Oh,
on
they
on
tossed the
thing.
ball on the platform
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get it to stick.
Yep.
And your girl Tiffany did okay in this one.
Yeah,
She
Ti-
did. I was waiting
yeah.
for Tiffany to mess this one up. and
Tiffany
she
did all right. I was very surprised in Tiffany. You know,
Can you give a kudos to Tiffany?
I can give.
Can my girl Tiffany get a
Tiffany.
kudos?
I can give Kitty. I can give
Kitty. Who's Kitty?
I can give the Kitty. I can give Tiffany a kudos for that one. Sure.
You want to cheers?
I'll cheers.
All right.
Cheers
How
to
about
Tiffany on
that?
that one. However, I still don't like her.
However-
Still don't like her, but I'll give her kudos to doing good on that
She
event.
did good. She didn't
Yeah.
mess that up and at any point.
Right.
At any point, she was actually
she did good on that.
a very big
About dang
contributor to that
time she
win.
did something to help her team
Thank
out.
you.
Now, blue team normally dominates these competitions. However, this was
man.
not their game, apparently.
Well, they didn't get a chance to see it was their game or not because the one person just couldn't do it, man.
My girl Heather
So they had
really
one
struggled.
person get through. They had what? Four
Deshaun, I
people
think,
that
yeah.
had
Deshaun.
four people that are supposed to get through. They had Deshaun get through, and then it's Heather's turn,
And then
Heather
she
could
cannot
not
get
handle
that.
it.
First of all, she couldn't even get the ball on the platform, which she finally did. There was no way she was making it through.
No,
No
she
way.
was not being able
Now,
to catch
granted,
up to
she's
it.
I mean, she's a 52-year-old mother, you know, and she's a little overweight, and it's just, and you could tell it was wearing on her, man. You could tell it was wearing on her trying to get through that. And I tell you what I love, though, man. What really, I've talked about this whole, you know, every episode we've talked about it is a teamwork issue. Their teams don't have it. Blue team, even when Heather kept screwing it up, man, they were all, hey, don't worry about it, girl. It's no big deal. You know, they're all hugging on her. And guess what? She was super humble. Like, she flat out said, she's crying. She's like, this is my fault. I ruined this for my team. She
See,
didn't,
and that's the difference between her and Tiffany.
Exactly. She didn't pull a Tiffany with that nonsense. You know, she flat out said,
Right.
look, she's crying. I let myself down. I let my team down.
You all right? Listen, you don't have to apologize to us. We win and lose together.
This is a reward challenge.
It's all right.
And then
about
they
it.
said, and then who was it on the team that said?
Deshaun was like, don't worry
Deshaun was
about
like,
it.
you didn't let yourself down. Like
Yeah,
you
tried
didn't
hard.
give up. You gave it your hardest.
Him and Dana were both saying
Yeah,
that.
like if you gave it your best, then
Yeah,
you
then-
didn't let yourself
You
down.
ain't got,
You did
you ain't
everything
got
you could.
nothing to cry about if you gave it your all.
However, the whole time this like team camaraderie was going on, there was one person that I felt like wasn't quite. She was like, yeah, they're there, but
Who's that?
Sydney.
Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I know we're all being supportive, so like I'll be supportive too, but felt like she was probably like, really?
Sydney also said this was the food challenge. So maybe if it was the immunity challenge,
Yeah.
things would be a little bit
Different.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's
Right.
the
So-
case. Yeah.
But yeah, blue team falters.
Mm-hmm.
Heather gets up there, she stumbles, and she never gets the thing going.
Yeah. I mean, they got stuck on her, and then that was all she wrote.
But she did not give up. I
No,
mean,
she didn't.
she looked exhausted. She
She
looked,
was wore out. Yeah, she was
but
beat.
she
but
kept going. And, you know, and I wondered if there was a point where they could let somebody else go and then have her go again at the end
Yeah,
just to get
didn't
people
seem like it.
through. But
Yeah, she definitely needed.
was not.
Seemed like she needed some rest, and that was part of
Right.
the problem too.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because once she was finally getting the ball up there, by that point she was already tired, so she wasn't
couldn't
making it
run
through those ropes.
to
yeah.
get it,
Exactly.
to catch it in time.
So green team wins,
Genie lands to third for Uwa. Genie wins it for Uwa with one toss.
followed by yellow, blue,
Mm-hmm.
and last. So green gets the local expert to show them
Yep.
how to like gather food.
He's climbing that tree like
That
he's
dude
pro.
raises up that tree like it's nothing, man. And then when he came back down head first, it was like, man, that dude's like
He's
Spider-Man.
spear
Right?
fishing.
Yep.
I mean, he's like karate chopping coconuts in
Oh,
it.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, we don't need anyone else around now. We got
We don't
this."
need Jenny anymore because, you know,
yeah,
Jenny is
yeah,
like, dude, you
we
ain't
got
doing
all
the crap
these
he just
skills
did.
from this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, he's gonna walk away. You're not gonna be able to do any of that stuff.
Exactly. I ain't seen none of y'all karate
I
chopping
can watch
coconuts.
people.
Yeah,
do
they
things.
act
That
like
doesn't mean I
because
can
they
do
saw
them.
this guy do it once, and they're going to be good.
Yeah, it was Ricard saying that. Ricard's like, oh, we don't need Genie anymore because this guy did all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
But now we know what to do.
Yeah, he did say that. And I'm
It's
like, are you kidding me?
He's like, Ricard, let me see you karate chop. You ain't gonna karate chop a freaking toothpick in half. let
I mean,
alone a
people
coconut
have
open.
a hard time like using a hatchet to get these coconuts
Right, yeah,
open.
exactly.
So I'm like, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
Well, there was some animosity going on in that tribe as well when Sydney was trying to start a fire.
Well, that's blue tribe, but yeah.
Is that a different tribe?
Blue, yeah.
All right, next
Man,
tribe.
you got to lay off the drinking or something. But yeah, they
Guys,
go to
I'm
blue
trying.
tribe.
I'm trying here.
And, you know, in the past, they've said Nasir, he's valuable because he can start the fire and do all this stuff. We see Sydney try and start the fire. She gets very frustrated. And
Starts
she kind of
crying
like
and
pouts
runs
a little
away.
bit. And Erica sees this, picks up on it. And she's like, I don't like this.
Yep, don't like sitting here.
So she starts talking to people, Deshaun,
Deshaun
and
first,
plots
yeah.
against Sydney.
So, would you ever, like, go to Sid? Yeah, I'd do it.
Okay.
Which I thought was a great strategy until we find out that Deshaun is really.
Yeah, when it's not a
Loyal
great
to
strategy
Sydney.
yet because you haven't lost an event yet, it's like keep your mouth shut until
Yeah,
you lose
that's fair.
something. You know, I mean, especially with that team because that's what was getting Nasir in trouble the week before.
Yep,
He opened his
same,
mouth.
same.
Now the same thing. It's like keep your mouth shut until you guys start losing,
Yeah.
and then see who you're gonna vote out, man. So yeah, she screwed up bad. Old what's her name did?
But
Erica.
he had the loyalty to Sydney, so he went and
Yeah.
told Sydney.
They said, "Hey, Erica's trying to get you out of here."
Loose lips.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he's telling everybody that, and he's like, "Hey guys, we got to get Erica out. We got to get her out." Then he's like, this floors me. Like I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? He's like, come on, let's drop this comp.
Almost sounds like you're saying you want to throw it.
I don't think it's the worst idea for lose. And if we don't make this move now, we could be screwed. But just throwing it out there.
Let's lose on purpose so we can get Eric out. It's like, why? It's just like, wait till you lose one the right way and then build her out. It's like, what do you do? Right now you got all the balls in your hand, man. Like, what are y'all doing?
Some sense to that strategy, but then you had what's the football player guy's name? Danny. He was like, I'm a football player.
Yeah,
he's like, you don't throw games.
Yeah,
like,
this is my rules,
goes
man.
against everything I've ever been taught.
Well, that's what he says,
but
Deshaun really, really wants to throw the challenge and get Erica out, which makes sense to me. But as a professional athlete, this would be a sin.
I mean, so I understand it's kind of hard. Like, you don't want that.
Right.
But at the same point in time, I do understand the strategy behind it to get them out, to get to the merge faster. Because that's why they haven't merged yet, is because these teams are so
unequally distributed.
Right. Well, actually, they're equally now, except for their team.
No, they're unequally.
So if their team
team
loses one, then they're all somewhat equal, so they can actually delay.
I think the other two teams have 4 and they have 6.
So I guess they want to delay the merge.
Yeah. Well, this second, yeah.
So they can afford to lose 2 people before they get down. And I kind of get the sense, like, if one of these other teams lose, then maybe they'll think about restacking the teams, because then it'll be 3, 4, and 6, and you're asking 3 people on blue to sit out. That's a lot. Yeah. Half the team. I mean, come on.
Well, then this crazy thing too, right? Like, how fair of it would it be for somebody from the blue team when they do that split to go get put on their team? It's like, whoa, hold on, man. I'm only been on a winning team here the whole time. Now I'm going to get put on another team. That would suck.
That's how it happens.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
That's the game.
Wow.
That's the game.
Yeah, so I don't really agree with the strategy. Let's lose. Why don't you wait until you actually lose? That way you have a person to get rid of. You get rid of a person now and you lose again.
That's true.
Then it could be you.
Exactly.
That's a fair point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fair point. Thanks for that. I like your thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have the immunity challenge.
Yeah, now go ahead, Ashley. Now you can talk about the water.
Okay, so they have to jump in the water first.
Wow.
So they're out on a platform. They have to jump in the water, and they have to stay together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And they get to 2 or 3. I think it's 3 platforms that they have to unlock.
Yep.
3 platforms. I mean.
Yeah, 3 to unlock their
these
bricks
or blocks or whatever
wooden
it is
blocks,
that are in like a net of some sort. So you have to unlock those, and then they can go to the next platform. But they can't move on to the next platform until all of them are together. So they all have to do this as a team. Then they get to the beach, and then at that point in time, they have to
get to the beach.
They drag those up to the beach. They unlock I guess there's a big knot around each one of these bags, and they have to untie that knot and get all the bricks out, and then push them through like a conveyor belt to push all these other pieces out. That then they'll then.
Yeah, and what's in those other pieces?
Is a key.
In one of those other pieces,
I remember that. You didn't think I remember
that. There you go. You got it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and now during this, Danny and Deshaun have said they're going to throw the competition. Now, I don't even know if Sydney's in on this. It's not really clear, right?
So. It's just the 2 of them, I think.
I thought Sydney was sitting out that one.
She might be, because I don't recall her.
Yeah,
but,
I never heard it,
but Danny and Deshaun are definitely like, we're throwing this, and they're being slow in the water.
Mm-hmm.
But you know
Deshaun,
what? They're still ahead of Yellow. Yellow cannot get it going.
What's funny is I think it's on the 3rd. They've got the 3rd bag, and they're just swimming to the beach. And you've got, is it Evie is her name? She's swimming like this direction.
Yeah, Evie, wrong way. Where you going?
She's swimming like parallel to the beach. She's like, you're going the wrong way.
Swimming the wrong way. A for effort, maybe a B- for direction.
And it's like, how in the heck are you going the wrong way when you just got to get to the beach?
And then Deshaun's like, dude, I'm sitting here dragging ass in the water, like going as slow as I can, and they can't even catch up with us.
He's trying. There's 2 people on this team trying to throw this competition, and here's this yellow team who just cannot get
I
it.
would say Nasir's not really having any of this throwing stuff. He's like, let's go.
Let's do it. Right.
Go.
I'm like trying my hardest not to push these blocks through, but he's seriously an animal at this point. He's just 1, 2.
Well, then they get to the untying, right? My man Deshaun is like, retying the knots. This dude's retying the knots. And they still, other team can't keep up.
This, and hopefully they don't notice.
Right, yeah. And then they still can't keep up.
You know what's kind of odd? They never mention anything about that 3-way advantage.
The veto?
Mm-hmm.
They don't, so we still
do
not
mention
have clarification on that.
Xander never said his line, so it seems like it's done.
Well, because Xander knew Brad had the other one.
Yeah, but
Brad's
no one
gone.
like there should have been an educational point here.
Know
Like,
at that
hey,
point what's
this is
happening.
dead now because Brad got eliminated.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
maybe he's not saying something because one, he's got to say the statement every single time.
Yeah.
Maybe he's waiting for the other statement to be said.
Yeah.
Then he can re-say.
One of the things
his
is too,
statement.
why hasn't the show told us what's going on? Right?
exactly.
And that's
That's
kind of
what's
weird.
lost
Come on,
here.
CBS.
Yeah, like tell us what's
Come
up
on.
with that.
Whoever thought of that, come on, man.
Right.
Let us know.
You didn't think that
Because
through
that
very
wasn't
well.
even brought up at all this episode. Not one. I mean, it wasn't mentioned at all.
I think they just
And again,
threw
the
it
blue
out.
team isn't even looking for theirs.
But I'm like, that was a weak chance of that happening to begin with. Relying on 3 people. I mean, and then you got people saying weird stuff. People are probably picking
the
up
blue
on
team
that.
probably found theirs last episode, I thought. Didn't they find theirs?
No.
I don't think so.
No, okay. I thought
No,
maybe
they found, I think, the other one.
Oh,
Sydney
okay,
went
that's
to
right.
the other
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
No.
CBS is dropping the ball on that one, man. Cause like at least let the audience know what's up with that, you know.
Seriously, we're desperate to
But
know.
yeah, so
Just tell us.
so then they're finally pushing these things through, right? And then freaking Deshaun's like, dude, I hope I get this key. And he's like, and then who finds it? The one person that wasn't in on the whole, hey, let's drop it, Erica. He's like, damn it, Erica found the key. So
And Nasir was like really like pushing those things through.
He was like up there trying to like half push him through, and Nasir's like, I got this.
Well, then you had poor Xander by himself on the yellow team. He's using
Yeah.
his chest, shoving him through because nobody else is helping him.
Yeah, Xander like really carries that team.
Oh, he does, man. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and then Jeannie on the other side was like getting it done as well. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean,
She's worth more than just cooking, Billy.
She is.
Just saying.
And then Deshaun gets
Jeannie's-
up there. They have to throw things on.
Throw the loops on it. And Deshaun's doing this crap.
Yeah, I mean, he's way off, and Nasir's kind of watching this, and he kind of like
Get out of
shoves
the way.
him.
He's like, hey, when you're done, let me in. I'll come in there if you're tired.
And I mean, they're way behind, and Nasir gets up there, makes I think the first two in a row.
Oh yeah, dude. And then he finally sinks that. Well, the thing is, like, he's got 2 on the same one, and he keeps shooting for that one again. I'm like, dude, why do you keep shooting for that one again? Shoot for a different one so it stops bouncing off, you know? And then finally he did and nailed it. And I was like, man.
And it's down to JD and Nasir. And JD's doing his usual kind of layup kind of thing again.
Money.
And then he says money as he's throwing it because they're on the last one, and you think he nails it and bounce off. And then Shan's like, you should be saying tribal. Because like that's where we're going.
Kicked
I
out.
like Shan's comments, man.
She's funny.
Yeah.
And then of course Nasir wins, and then what is it? Green team
Green
loses.
team.
So
Yep.
they got to nominate someone. They go back to their camp and they're having these conversations.
Chatting it out.
And obviously Ricard and Shan are real tight. So it's just a matter of if it's JD or Jeannie.
Yep.
Now Jeannie's talking. She's telling everybody, "I'm going to roll my dice." at this
Yeah,
point.
flat out telling
She's
me.
like,
Roll the
you know,
die, yeah.
I know that you are going to vote me out here. So what do I have to lose?
Right. Well, then JD makes the fatal mistake again this week. Did he say he made it last week?
Oh, gee.
Shan's like, well, let me hang on to that again.
Well, she pre-planned this too. This wasn't like Spurs. She's like, I got to go to JD
She's got
and
a
get
spell
that
on this
vote.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get that vote from my boy. So what I'm going to say is like, I'm paranoid and I think you're going to use
vote me
it.
out. Yep.
I'm going to act paranoid. I'm going to say to him, JD, I feel like you're working with Jeannie. The only way I'm willing to work with you is if you give me your advantage.
Yep, and he's talking to the little diary
Uh-huh,
cameraman.
and
He's like,
guess
I don't
what?
know why she's paranoid. No one's saying her name, but like, if it's gonna make her comfortable,
She
sure.
played him
do
like
it
a
to her.
fiddle. She
Yes,
played
yeah.
him like a fiddle.
And it's funny, man, 'cause she's a pastor, dude. I'm like, what is she, a pastor of the Church of Satan? It's like, what's going on with this woman,
So
man?
she starts doing that little humming thing she's doing when she's up to no good.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
What I'm trying to get is that advantage.
So she is
And
able
she
to
does
convince.
it right in front of like people should pick
Oh,
up
yeah,
on
yeah,
that.
no,
She convinced JD, hey, let me hold on to that advantage for you.
JD's
for
like,
that
all right.
And
extra
she's-
vote.
as soon as he gives it to her, she just walks away. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
We're good now, JD.
She's good,
Thank
man.
you for trusting
yeah, dude.
me
She's
and
good.
trusting you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't trust you, but trust.
Yep, so then,
trust.
you know.
Thanks
And
for
then
all the
Jeannie is
trust.
very concerned about a back door, even though Ricard and Shan are trying to assure her, like, hey, we're going after JD. Then JD's kind of working with Jeannie and trying to reassure her. So she's thinking, I can't trust any of these people.
Yeah.
But then what happened?
They go to tribal council,
Yeah,
and then
We're close. We're farting on each other. We're burping on each other. Everybody does it. I don't care. I didn't do that.
they're talking this out.
And who did not roll their dice and who actually voted?
So I guess like Ricard and Shan got to Jeannie, which we didn't see.
Yeah, they didn't show us that.
Yeah.
But
obviously a conversation happened because she seemed pretty convinced. She would have
rolled that die.
And for good reason, probably.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. So so they must have gotten to her somehow off camera. We didn't see it. And, talked to her into voting JD, and, boy, you got the back door.
Fifth person voted out of Survivor 41. JD. That's 3. You need to bring me your torch.
He had the back door.
He did not see that coming.
No, he didn't.
And Shan sitting there with his advantage in her bag.
Yeah.
How about
cold.
that?
That was cold.
Yep.
Which is what I thought she should have done last week, in all fairness.
Oh, yeah, no, we talked about that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's got.
But last week was, I think, wouldn't have been as shady for her to do it last week because of the reason and the why that she got that from him. But this week what she said to him and why she got it from him, I'm like, okay, well now that's.
Yep.
Now JD should have realized that Ricard and Shan are awfully tight, and even though he feels like he's a part of this group, he has to understand he is the third person in this group.
Exactly.
Where he could team up and be close with Jeannie and make it even.
He could have told Jeannie, hey, let's both vote Shan. I'll use my second vote. We'll both vote for Shan, or we'll both vote for Ricard. They would have been gone. And then they would have been the big two
from here.
Exactly.
If they keep the teams.
Exactly.
He wants to work with Shan.
He does.
He really
he trusts her, and Shan built that trust with him, and then she screwed him over.
Oh, yes, she did. That was awesome.
She's playing the game very well.
She is. I was glad to see that,
Very
man.
unlike a mom type.
I mean, JD was stupid. He totally should have gotten, at that point, he should have gotten with Jeannie, and like I said, and said, hey, we're obviously the two lower end on the totem pole here. Let's freaking backdoor one of these two and be done with it. Use my double vote, and we're gold.
But so right now, I'm kind of most impressed with Shan's game.
No, I am. I am too.
But she's the one making moves and betraying people and everything else.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to get it going. Nasir tried to get it going. Erica trying to get it going, and it's kind of backfiring on them.
It's hard to get that going on a winning tribe.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what's going to happen when they get split up and she's on another team and tries pulling that crap on another team and see if it works there as well. So
yeah, well, you don't know if her and Ricard would go to the same team or not.
Right, you would hope not.
Well, there's a lot of loyalty.
Well, sometimes the show doesn't choose. Sometimes they just hey, pick a rock, and this is what team you're on. So sometimes it's random. So, I mean, most of the time, I think that's how they do it. They don't just say, hey, we've determined this.
Right.
They bring something out.
And now it seems like we're getting close there, right? So now we're at 6-4-3, right? So
I would think so, because that 3 team, that's pretty short.
Yeah. So I think Xander can't wait.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh,
well,
because if Yellow Team, if they don't split this week and Yellow Team loses next week, then yeah, it's just, I mean, then it's done. Xander's done.
Just holding up for that split there, which I think it might happen next week.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I will tell you what, though, man. JD was a good sport. He got it. He got there after it, showed him talking. He's like, wow, what a great back door, man. He's like, I did not see that coming. They got me good. He was like, kudos to them. So, yeah, it was classy.
I feel bad for him, though.
But,
he was stupid to get out that.
What's challenging is when you have these advantages and you don't use them before you leave. And we've seen Brad have some, not being able to do anything with it. JD have some, not being able to do anything with it.
Brad could have used his still a vote and saved himself there. And, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen. I mean,
this was a pretty good episode compared to other ones.
This was probably the best one so far.
I like the gamemanship going on in this one. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It kind of shows you who's loyal to who.
Exactly.
Within each tribe, so will be interesting to see those loyalties as the tribes split if they don't split together.
Yeah.
So, you guys still root for the same people, or did this convince you otherwise this week?
Yeah, I'm still voting. I think I'm still rooting for Danny and Deshaun, man. I still like those dudes. I'm still, well, maybe not Deshaun so much.
Yeah, I like Danny more than Deshaun.
Because Deshaun was kind of stupid this last episode. So yeah, I think I'm more going towards Danny now because I just don't understand why Deshaun was wanting to throw that.
And I think Sydney is shady, and we haven't seen much of Erica. Shady, but when she's tight with the guys, you got to take that into account.
Yeah, and I think
I'd like to see how her game plays out.
I think they would be smarter to get rid of Sydney than Erica, to be quite honest. But. Yeah, so I mean, whatever, man. We'll see.
Yeah, and Heather losing that bad, you think maybe she's in the discussion, but probably not because weak people like that, they like to have them around because later on they know hey, this person's not going to be much of a problem.
Right.
For the success story, for the whole emotional tear at your heartstrings, I kind of would like Jeannie to go far.
I would like
Jeannie. She seems pretty cool.
I do like Jeannie.
She's fighting an uphill battle at this point.
Oh, she is.
The third one in that group.
When it comes to a merge or a split, she might be in a good spot.
Yeah, I don't want to see her gone anytime soon. I like Jeannie. I'd like to see her stick around for a while, no doubt. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's another one of those like Xander that needs,
like out of all those teams, I would like to see. I'd like to see Jeannie move on a while, and I'd like to see Xander move on a while. The rest of them can all burn for all I care.
Jesus, but here we go again.
Not die, burn, but like just burn in the game and be done.
You said they could die last week.
Well, that's all game talk here. That's all game talk.
I mean, game.
That's all game talk.
Die in the game.
Ashley, who are you rooting for here?
I guess Xander and Jeannie.
Two underdogs. Yeah, no, I'm all about that. I definitely want them to go. Right now, I want Danny to win, but I definitely like Xander and Jeannie. Would like them to go far for sure.
I'm rooting for a merge. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, there needs to be a merge now.
I respect Shan's
drop
game.
The buffs. Let's get new buffs. Let's do it.
I respect Shan's game, but I ain't going for it, man. She's too shady.
Shan's interesting to watch.
Yeah, she's definitely cool to watch.
I don't want her to win, but she's interesting to watch. She can go pretty far, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if what she's pulling on that team is going to work when she gets split on another team, but we'll find out. Yeah. All right, you guys got anything else you want to mention on here?
I'm looking forward to next week. Like I said, hopefully there's a merge or something.
No, me too, man.
To mix it up.
Like this coming out week is probably the most excited I've been about the show, right? Because I'm so curious to see if they're going to do the merge or not, right? And see what happens this coming out week. So.
Well, they have to because you're talking about they shortened this season. It's only 20-something days.
26 days. So.
Versus 39. So, sorry, I have ice in my mouth. You have to, like, they usually do a merge from 2 tribes to, or 3 tribes to 2 tribes down to 1 tribe. So here we are in week 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna have a merge next week.
Yeah, probably so. And if not next week.
Now the trailers didn't seem to indicate a merge.
They didn't.
But
You're right.
I don't know if they're trying to hide that.
Yeah, possibly so.
Yeah.
But they didn't seem to indicate there.
We'll see. I'm sure old Jeff is going to tell us, here on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. And I'm really looking forward if they freaking pull their heads out of their butts and tell us what's going on with the freaking idol. It's like, come on, CBS. I wonder what's going on there.
I think they just wrote it off. So.
Yeah.
Why don't we know?
Yeah, CBS. Why
and the other thing, like, again, most dangerous season. Haven't seen it yet.
No, I ain't seen no danger, man.
There's
been no danger.
Jeff, what are you talking about?
Ain't been no danger in this season.
Dangerous to you, Jeff, because you're getting old.
They don't have food.
Yeah.
That's not dangerous.
That ain't dangerous. They still got some food. I mean, they still got coconuts they're eating and stuff like that. They ain't completely foodless.
If they can climb a tree to get the coconut.
And on an island like that, you can find coconuts all over the ground. You don't got to climb a tree to get them.
I'd like to see you survive, Billy.
You don't gotta. I've been to Guam. I've eaten coconuts right off the ground. They're all over the place.
You've been to Guam.
Fiji the same way.
Did you have support? Did you have meals ready to eat?
I was in the Marine Corps when I was at Guam.
Exactly.
Yeah, Marine cooks probably.
Exactly.
But they did have those little turtles were kind of cool to see on the show.
That was awesome. Yeah, man. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was really cool seeing that.
Yeah, they like making their way to the ocean.
Yeah.
One guy was struggling.
You know, it's crazy though, man. Typically they're getting picked off by birds, like when you hear about that. But I didn't see any birds picking off any of these turtles this time. None. It's like they just had free reign to get to the water and
birds have respect.
And do their thing, man. Yeah, I don't know.
Birds in Fiji have respect. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess so, or maybe there were just no birds in Fiji.
No birds in Fiji? That's sad. That's sad.
All right, everybody. Well, another week down. And we are definitely looking forward to seeing the next week. And we hope you are too. And if you like our channel, hit like and subscribe. And we'll check you next time.
See you guys.
See you later.
Just scooch it, Tiffany. Scooch it.
3-person.
You gotta tell that chair what to do, man.
What the hell are you talking about?
No more busting ass in here, Gizmo. All right.
Oh, he's like, your dog over here.
I have my drink. What you drinking?
Same thing he's drinking, but he turned his into purple yerble.
Yeah.
You literally just added flavor to it just to turn it a different color?
Yeah.
You don't care that it tasted?
Who cares?
Got purple yerble
well, you're
now.
Drinking it. You don't care what it tastes.
It's all about the camera.
Sazerac. That's what I'm
You're
doing.
a Sazerac.
It's whiskey. It's all about the whiskey.
About the whiskey.
Jack Talk Thai. My Thai.
Yeah, Jack Talk Thai. Real good.
I don't like the clap, Billy.
I do like the clap.
I hate the clap.
No one likes the clap.
It's so loud.
Billy, you hardly drank anything. What are you doing?
I was asking, yeah.
Ashley apparently drank too much.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
The air fryer's still going.
Oh, yeah.
Skylar hopefully got that out.
Well, I heard some wrestling around going on.
Okay. I didn't
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Rustling.
Rustling.
Wrestling.
Wrestling?
Wrestling.
I don't know. Maybe she's battling the air fryer. I don't know what's going on there. Some wrestling.
Jesus.
Wrestling.
Whiskey is whiskey.
Yeah, I think he had 2 old fashions last week. That was it. So.
I'm a whiskey girl. Who do you think put the? Who the hell do you think put the?
I'm the one who came up with it.
I came up with the tug of war. I said, let's do tug of war.
Who do you think put the rope in it?
Thing, and I came up with the rope.
Who do you think put the rope in it?
Then it was a three-way teamwork, man. Teamwork.
She's getting all bitter about this.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I put the rope in there.
I even gave you the image of it.
Hey, that was perfect teamwork.